Hey guys, so we're back with another video. This time we'll be talking about the women's final of the 800 meters at the World Championships in Budapest. Now, I really wanted to cover the final, most likely. I saw through the rounds that certain incidents happened, and I saw that one of our favorites, Athing Mu, did not really appreciate what went down at the semifinals. So even throughout the year, starting off the World Championship this year, Athing Mu was not really looking at herself as the favorite, I would say, because her mind is already focused on next year. And on top of that, she did change a coach, and I think that also plays a factor now, because now she's working with one of the track legendary coaches, Bobby Kersey, which previously was working with Allison Felix, and now Bobby Kersey has a whole slew of athletes that he's working with, including Sydney McLaughlin Lovey, as well as Prendini, as well as herself, Athing Mu. So this was the women's 800, which I think was a very, very interesting race, I think. And I think that I saw that Athing Mu got third, even though she wasn't fully trying as much. But we do have a new world champion, and she still managed to medal, which is even more insane. But that goes to show how awesome Athing Mu is. She is a New Jersey native, so that's pretty cool to see that. So now let's watch the women's 800 final. And then from then on, we'll move to the 110 hurdles, as well as the men hurdles 100. And then we'll start jumping into the 200. And then we'll finally close out the World Championship today. Like I said, thank you guys so much for subscribing every week, liking the comments. That means so much to me. And I think that moving forward for more things to come, I can't wait to see what the channel has evolved to. I think that's very appreciative, and let's see what happens.
Evie Hodgkinson looking for space on the inside.
That is insane.
Trying to get round the outside. Mora has gone. She's striding away.
Amora won the world champions.
The gold medal away from the last two gold.
So she got a time of 1:56.04. So not only she won the Kenyan, I think she's from Kenya if I'm not mistaken.
But we were talking over the last two seasons about this duel between the American and the Briton. It's no longer a duel, it's a triumvirate of excellence. And this is
insane.
Mora of Kenya who's had the fight.
So the Kenyans don't play. Like I tell people this all the time. The Kenyans do not play. They also have some of the most brilliant people when it comes to the mile events. And you gotta also understand that Kenyans has been running distance running for a while now. Nobody hasn't really fully challenged up to that. So to see a Kenyan stepping down to run the 8 and even further on, that's even more amazing. But let's not take anything away from the Britain athlete as well as Athing Mu. All these things came to fruition.
Final say. She promised us she would dance if it was gold, and it's a jig of delight.
So let's watch this back real quick. But I really see that even though Athing Mu still ran a good time, I would say a season's best. But we know what Athing Mu could do when she's focused and ready to take over. But I feel as if her heart and her mind was not fully in the race. A lot of analysts, track analysts, was thinking about that, how her mind was not really there. It's just more like she was there, it's just that she needed things to really get done. But that doesn't take away from Amora winning the 800, which very proud of her. Can't wait to see what she's gonna do next year. But other than that, it's quite a surprise. We would have thought Athing Mu would have got silver or even gold, but when it comes to track and field, you can never know what people are thinking or even do, because track is not just a physical sport, it's also a mindset. and how if you don't interpret things differently, tend to take away from you. So that's probably a surprise there. Let's finish watching the race, and then, like I said, we'll close it out, and then we'll jump into the 110 hurdles and the so I really want to see Grant Holloway, what he did in the final, and then we'll jump in the 200. Okay, guys, let's continue.
Has gone. She's striding away here. Mary
So
Moore
she got the stride.
The gold medal away from the last two gold and silver medalists.
And remember, in Tokyo, Athengmo became Olympic champion, and Athengmo also won last year at the World Champion in Eugene, Oregon. So, you know, it might not be a perfect year, but, you know, she'll be back next year. She'll be in tip-top shape by next year.
We were talking over the last two seasons about this.
But like I always say, Athengmo has one of the most beautiful strides that I ever seen. She runs with such power, but so much grace. And I think that's something that you don't see that much of from a lot of athletes. So that's pretty amazing to see that.
Between the American and the Briton, it's no longer a duel, it's a triumvirate of excellence, and this year it's more
So we're gonna stop it here. I think, like I said, you got your top three finishers. You have Amora, you have Athengmo in third, and I'm not sure what her name is, but she got second, which, you know, it's pretty good. You know, it's a pretty good qualified field. And to see the Kenyan pull away from Athengmo to get the gold, it's pretty crazy but amazing. But then again, we would not call it competition if we didn't see that. So guys, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I am signing out. See you guys for part 2.